Hey everyone, what's going on? Gav, the Master 974 back again today, and welcome to another Valve Hammer tutorial. This time around, I'm going to demonstrate how to add a kind of dynamic light for the turrets in Portal, because this was inspired by a comment by SB737 Recaps, who wanted to know how to do something like this in the actual source code, provided that you have the Portal source code, which is from source leaks, unfortunately. So I thought, you know what, it's probably way easier to accomplish this using the Hammer editor instead of programming. Now, just one little thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that today is May 15th, 2023, and I created this channel in, well, 2007 on May 15th, so it's actually the 16th year anniversary of having this channel, so, you know, just let me know what you think about that. But getting back to the swing of things, it's actually not too difficult to do what we want to do today. The complicated part is going to be the parameters and what you want to set. So you're obviously going to need a portal turret, an NPC portal turret floor, and you want to give it a name. In this case, I've just called it turret, and you don't really need anything else. You know, you can set whatever flags you want if you want it to auto start or start inactive or have a fast retire, or even have it out of ammo, although out of ammo is a little different. But anyway, you can have the settings however you want to have them. But the key thing is what's going on where the eye is, which is this point spotlight and a dynamic light. And I just hit the mic, so I'm so sorry about that. But in this case, I've added a point spotlight and gave it a name D-Light, and I've set the parent to turret. That is important. And the render effects, I've set it to slow, wide pulse, and a render mode of additive. Gave it a color of 255, 32, and 32, which is the color of the laser beam, which I found from the source code for Portal 1. And I've gave the spotlight length of 256, a width of 7, and a HDR color scale of 0.5. And I've made it so it starts on because the turret is set to start on, and it has no dynamic light because we have a dynamic light, or a light dynamic. So I've called it D-Light 2, not going to be confusing at all, and also parent it to the turret. Again, give it a color of 255, 32, 32, but this has a brightness value. I've set it as 200 by default because I don't think that works. But the brightness is actually this light brightness, which I've set to 1. I've gave it an inner angle of 7, an outer angle of 20, a pitch of 0. That's just so it's, you know, in this plane, so it's not angled up or down, relative to where the turret is at least. Again, a distance of 256 and an end radius of 64, and I gave it a gentle pulse appearance. And yeah, I've not done anything with the flags. So at this point, we need to make sure that the lights are parented to the right thing. So let's actually quickly load up a prop dynamic, and I can show you what I mean. So I'm just going to load up the model browser real quick, and we should see the turret somewhere here. There it is. Now, I don't know if I can make it any bigger, so I'm just going to have to do this in this tiny little view. Hopefully you can see. But if we go to attachments, we can see eyes, and it is a grid kind of thing, which is just in front of where the eyes of the turret are. And if you go light, then you see it's a bit further in. But we're going to use eyes because that moves around. So it's not going to be a perfect looking job, to be honest. And I don't even know how you would make a perfect job of this, but it's a mock-up and it kind of works. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. So what we want is to create something like a logic auto. And in the outputs, we just want to say on map spawn, and we want D-Light and D-Light 2. We want to set parent attachment to eyes. So you would have seen stuff like this in previous Hammer tutorials. But what this is saying is we've parented the light, and well, basically we've parented the lights to the turret, but now we're setting the position of these lights, and I guess their angles as well, to match the attachments in question, which is eyes in this case. And a quick addendum, everyone. One thing I forgot to say was in the turret outputs, you want to add on tipped, and then D-Light and D-Light 2. And for D-Light, light off, and for D-Light 2, you want to turn off. So D-light 1, if you will, is the point spotlight. D-light 2 is the light dynamic. Those are the outputs that you need to turn them off when the turret retires. So when it gets knocked over, shoots around and then deactivates. That way you turn the dynamic light and the point spotlight off. I didn't mention that, but now I've mentioned it, so just keep that in mind as well. So if I compile the map, then you could see if the turret gets alerted, then the laser looks around and the lights also look around in the same sort of way. Now the origin is going to be a little bit ahead of where the turret laser starts from, so that's going to be a little minor issue. And another thing as well is I think the dynamic light shines through world geometry. Now the block that I'm showcasing here isn't actually a entity or anything, that's an actual solid world block, so that should block dynamic light, but it doesn't. So in this case you can kind of see the dynamic light is seeping through to the other side. And another thing is that the dynamic light doesn't go through portals, so that's also going to be another minor issue that some people might have issues with, shall we say, but there's nothing you can really do about that with this implementation of this anyway. And one of the good things you can do as well, because I'm in Hammer++, is you can select all of this specifically for the turret. And if you go to Tools, you can go Create Instance from Selection, and you can call it something like, I don't know, turret dlight.bmf, I guess. And if you go OK, then now you have a turret, which is now an instance, which means you can duplicate them around, and if you make any changes to one, it automatically gets applied to another, and you can give them unique names as well, and even use them in different maps. And as long as, you know, it's all good in the hood, unlike prefabs, if you make a change to a prefab, it doesn't update all of them. In this case, you change an instance, it updates all of the instances where this turret and the D-light for the turret exist. So that's just a kind of cool thing that I wanted to showcase as well. And I did the whole portal box dropper kind of thing with the func instance functionality of Hammer++, so you can check that out as well. I got the box here as well just to showcase how dynamic lighting works with, you know, just like physics props and that. And I don't think even that stops the dynamic light, you know, just goes through whatever it wants to. But anyway, that's just a quick little video to say this is my 16-year on YouTube special, and, you know, I just wanted to get something quick and simple done. I know I've not done videos for a little while, but I'm hard at work on a special video on my Gareth the Gamer channel, which may or may not have some relevance to what I'm doing today. So please check out that Gareth the Gamer channel and let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Let me know what you think and all that good stuff. Peace out, take care, see you later, and let's go for another 16 years, shall we? Right, take out there.